Hello and welcome. In today's video, we are going to be making your very own positive affirmation jar. These are a powerful tool for you to improve your mindset to think and feel better about your life. These are great for children and adults, but make sure you have something durable that you can use anywhere from the home to the office. You can grab something like this from your local supermarket, or if you're in the UK, the pound shop, because we love a good bargain. So what we will do is fill this jar with positive statements about us, our lives, and what we want to attract. And each day we will pull one of these statements out and hold that thought in our mind throughout the day. Now we can do this as many times as we want, so place it somewhere that you will see it and use it. The more we think good thoughts, the more we will feel good things, and the more we will experience positive experiences. So grab yourself some scissors and please supervise children when using. Grab a pencil. And now, to make sure we keep this creative and colourful, grab a nice array of felt tips or pens. And again, we want our jar to look pretty, so grab any arts and crafty bits that you can. You can use leftovers, they don't have to be new, and just anything that makes it look good. You can add letters, stickers, maybe even some ribbon. This jar needs to inspire you and reflect you, so pick things that you like to look at. What you're also going to want is a few pens to make sure that we can write. And this might be a bit excessive, but we want some choices of coloured paper, maybe not that much. Now that we have all our items, make sure you're ready, I'm ready, let's go. So begin by choosing a different selection of coloured papers. This is what we are going to fill our jars with by writing the positive statements on them. So it's entirely up to you. You can choose to cut them into long strips and simply fold them over. Or if you're like me and you want to make it a bit more fun, we are going to draw and cut different shapes. Kids especially love this. So use hearts, circles, stars, whatever makes you happy. So I'm going to start with making some circles. So by simply grabbing my pencil and the base of a jar, I'll just gently draw around, tracing an outline. And these haven't got to be perfect. Just make sure you're having fun while you're doing them. One thing to bear in mind is make sure that whatever shape you are choosing, to make sure it's big enough for you to write and be able to see it. There's no point making something so small that once you write on it, you have to really squint to see. So just repeat this step for each coloured section of paper that you've got. So now that we have all our shapes cut, we are ready to get creative. Begin by choosing a bright, bold colour to write with. And we want to make sure the statements we write are positive, inspiring, and reinforce what we want to be focusing on. This can be anything from work, health, relationships, or even money. And believe it or not, this simple exercise helps manifest anything and everything you put into your jar. Now, a really great and powerful way to start any affirmation is with I am. This really forces the brain to pay attention to what you are saying. So make sure that every I am statement is strong and empowering. And yes, that's how we spell enough. Now, as I said before, this is a fantastic tool, especially for children, to motivate them and inspire them and to make them realize that they are capable of anything. And for those of us as adults who maybe missed out on that inspiration as a child, it's a great way to reprogram that belief. You really are capable of anything. It's only your own limiting thoughts that prevent you from doing so. So the whole purpose of positive affirmations is that it resets the mind. It resets your subconscious mind to think and then behave differently. So remember, every thought that you have has a feeling attached to it. You cannot think of something without feeling it. You either like it or you dislike it. It makes you happy or it doesn't make you happy. So let's fill our jar with things that make us happy. So just continue to repeat that process until eventually your jar is full. Give it a good old shake and mix those affirmations around, and voila. Now we get to decorate our jar and really get stuck down with the arts and crafts. So again, this hasn't got to be anything fancy. You just want to decorate your jar to something that you want to look at and maybe it reflects your personality. Now, those who are experienced with the law of attraction and those that are powerful manifestors will know that this works. And some of you might be new to this and simply thinking, how can a jar full of paper really change my life? But before you place doubt and fear on something, why don't you just give it a go? What's the worst that can happen? Nothing changes. But what's the best that can happen? You get to create the life that you want and a life that you deserve. So let's just give it a go and let's start thinking positively. And while you're undergoing this process of creating your own jar, make sure that you've got uplifting, positive music in the background. Maybe you want to light a candle, maybe even burn some incense, but create the right atmosphere. Because remember, everything is energy, everything. We can look even at a piece of paper under a microscope to determine that it has energy and that it's a solid. So let's fill every single particle of energy with fun, with joy, with excitement, and with a positive intention. Now, I tend to use my affirmation jar first thing in the morning so that this positive reinforcing statement is one of the first things I see. I definitely make sure that my phone and my notifications are not. And I also use this last thing at night just as I'm about to get into bed and ready to sleep. So again, one of the last things that my brain is focusing on is a positive reinforcing statement. Now, for children, this is a great way for them to deal with anxiety, maybe stress, or maybe even anger. When you see or you notice, or you might even be able to teach your children that when they begin to have these feelings or these thoughts, that they take themselves away from the situation, maybe go to their room, pull a statement, and ask them to repeat it either out loud or in their mind 5, 6, or even 10 times. And I guarantee you by the time they've done it that many, they've shifted the way they think and the way they feel. Why don't you give it a go? And I'm sure it will also work for you. So take your time and don't rush, and make sure that you are completely satisfied with how your jar's turned out. And when you're finished, be sure to admire it. You did good. So go ahead and pull your very first affirmation from your own jar. Thank you for sticking around, and if you haven't already, be sure to click the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up and give this video a like. And until next time, take care and stay positive.